Hey magical sparks, welcome back to my channel. It's Sparkle here, and how many of you awesome people remember this video? Well, guess what? When I posted that video, I showed you guys how I draw hair mainly with pencil, and in the comments I asked you guys if you also wanted to see my process on how I color hair. And because of all your supportive comments and because a lot of you guys said yes, today I'm going to be showing you guys 3 fun ways to color hair. Yay! And if you guys also want to see how I drew these 3 hairstyles, feel free to go and check out that video. I'll have it linked in the description below, but make sure to watch this one first. But anyways, I did want to say 2 quick things before we started. Firstly, there are so many different ways to draw hair, and in my opinion, there is no right or wrong when it comes to art. So these are just 3 ideas of different ways that I've colored hair in the past and that I like to color hair. And if you guys like these ideas, feel free to try them out. But you know what? You don't have to stop right there. You can draw hair or color hair however you want. And the second thing I wanted to say was that the reason I didn't post this coloring part of my hair drawing video was because I wasn't too happy with how it turned out back then. But looking back at it now, I feel like I need to stop being really critical about my art and I just need to love it for what it is. So you know what? That's exactly what I'm doing today. And also, a third thing, a bonus thing, not really a nice thing though, is that my voice is kind of starting to go away. So if I sound a bit weird in this video or just a lot less enthusiastic than normal, that's why. But you know what? Let's just try and deal with it. But anyways, it's time for idea number 1. So for this idea, you have to pick out 3 colors, a light, medium, and a dark color. And the first step is to color the entire part of the hair with the lightest color you have. And once you're done with that, the next step is to go ahead and grab your darkest color, and with that color, go ahead and just draw a bunch of streaks in your hair. But between the streaks, make sure you leave some gaps so you can actually see the lighter color showing through. And this idea is kind of a bit more abstract. I wouldn't really use it if I'm going for like a realistic style drawing, but I kind of like how it looks in the end. Also, for anyone who's wondering, the markers that I'm using right now for this specific drawing are actually alcohol-based markers. I know I do mention it a lot in all of my videos, but I still get questions about this. So yeah, they're alcohol-based markers, and the main brands that I'm using right here are Uhuhu, Artex, and Prismacolor. By the way, something else I like to do is I like to go ahead and take my darkest color and use that to color the area of the hair behind the neck, because I feel like that just adds such a cool sense of depth. Anyways, the final step is to go ahead and grab your medium color and use that just to add a little bit of shading in places where you think the hair might go inwards or where the light might reflect and leave shadows. And that way, again, you just get to add that sense of depth and make it look kind of cool. And that's pretty much that. And now it's time for the next idea, which is really simple and it has like a kind of gradient type of concept to it. And for this idea, you also have to pick out 3 colors. You need your darkest, your lightest, and your central color. And the way I like to go about it is I like to work in parts and create gradients as I go. Now you can either go ahead and start with your lightest color, then add your darkest color on top and blend it out with the middle color. Or you could go ahead and establish the darker areas with your darkest color, then use your middle color, and finally use your lightest color to blend it out. As you can tell for this drawing, I'm kind of just doing a variation between all these different methods. Something else you could also try is using your middle color and then adding your darker color and then your lighter color. Honestly, it doesn't really matter as long as in the end you manage to create that sense of depth and just color the hair with a really smooth kind of blending by using gradients. And the reason why I love this idea is because it's so simple, but it just looks so cool. It just makes the character look so much more cartoony and beautiful in my opinion, but it's completely up to you. And I know some people like to draw hair more realistically. So in this case, I think using this idea might help as well, but adding more strands on top will also just make the hair look slightly more realistic. By the way, for anyone wondering why this video is like 8 minutes in comparison to my other videos, which are like more than 10 minutes, the reason is because I'm actually going to be uploading a bonus video this week around about Wednesday, so stay tuned for that as well. And now my final idea in this video for you is one that I kind of just came up with recently, but I love how it looks a lot. And it's kind of just inspired by the shape of diamonds. So for this idea, all you have to do is go ahead and grab your lightest color and use it to color in all the places where you think the highlights would be in the hair. And that pretty much means all the places the light would probably shine. And then grab your middle color and draw these little diamond shapes around where you've added the highlights and color in every part of the hair, just leaving out spaces where you've gone the highlights. And the thing is with this idea, it kind of looks a bit like complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually kind of simple and the concept really isn't that hard. So if it looks a bit hard, don't worry, just give it a try, see how it goes, and you know what? I believe in you. By the way, guys, on a different note, I'm actually working on 2 collaborations right now, and those videos will be out soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed them. them. And I'm also working on another video in the background that I think you guys might like it because it's kind of like an art challenge, but like slightly more intense, and I hope it goes well, but I guess we'll find out. And this is just a really random thing, but have you guys ever felt annoyed when you just don't have time to do things? Like, that's me right now. Like, I really want to draw, but I just don't have the time to draw. And it's honestly kind of frustrating because no matter how fast I work and how productive I am through the day, I either just like don't get even a single minute to draw. But hold on, just to clarify, when I say time to draw, I don't mean I don't have time to draw at all. I do have time to make like small sketches in my notebook and stuff, but what I'm kind of referring to is just being able to dedicate like half an hour or so just to sitting down and drawing in my sketchbook, to doing line art and coloring with my markers. I just love doing that, but I'm struggling to find time. Anyways, let me know if you guys have any tips on time management and finding time to draw, because I would love to hear. Anyways, moving on from that, what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing out my darkest color and using that to color the area behind the character's neck, same as with the first drawing, just to add that sense of depth. And now I'm going to be using the same dark color just to kind of add streaks in the character's hair. And again, it's kind of similar to the concept with the first drawing, and that's pretty much it. And if you want, you can go ahead and use your middle color to go ahead and add some blending and add some more depth in places, or you can just grab the darkest color and just continue adding streaks until you're satisfied, or you can just not add streaks and leave it as it is, depending on what suits you. But of course, it's all completely up to you because you are the one in charge of your art. And I think that's like one of the best things about art. It's just like how you can be your own leader and you don't have to worry about making mistakes, because I mean, you can't make mistakes in art. You're always going to be creating something even more better, no matter how much you think you might have messed up. Same as how I thought with this drawing as well. Like, I thought I messed up, but honestly, it was just a learning curve for me. And now the final thing I want to show you guys is 3 ways to add highlights. Of course, there are a lot of ways, but these are just 3 ways that I do sometimes. The first way is just to add like a bunch of dots and kind of create the illusion that they're showing through the strands where the highlights would be or where the light would be shining on the hair. The second way is to just add a line with a couple of little bumps here and there. I love how abstract this one looks, and this is the one that I use a lot in my art. And the third way is just to be really messy and loose and just add a bunch of lines going up and down and just kind of go with the flow. And with that, that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like how these 3 drawings turned out, and I hope this might help you out as well. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day. Stay awesome as always, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will actually be up on Wednesday. So stay tuned and make sure the notification bell has been turned on. Bye, Magical Sparks!